The saltmarsh bird's beak, Cordylanthus maritimus, a threatened hemiparasitic plant found in the Ocean Beach saltmarsh, has adapted to thrive in harsh environments like the saltmarsh through reliance on strictly native plant hosts as well as photosynthesis. The word parasitic usually implies something negative, but the bird's beak actually has no significant negative impacts on its environment, meaning that both the bird's beak as well as its host can coexist and even thrive together. The goal of parasitic and hemiparasitic plants is to keep their host alive in order to maintain a constant inflow of nutrients, so it is not in the bird's beak's best interest to harm its host, although it can stunt its growth. The bird's beak population may be threatened, but it's growing. Because of the actions being taken by conservationists, most of the plants found in the salt marshes numbers are increasing. The removal of non-natives, like the European sea lavender, makes it much easier for native plants to thrive in their natural environment, including the bird's beak. The bird's beak, being hemiparasitic, has an easier time surviving in a harsh environment like the salt marsh than most of the other plants found there. It siphons nutrients and water from its host plant, which may sound harmful to the host, but in actuality it does no significant damage. There are plenty of animal species, as well as plant species, that dwell in the shallows of the San Diego River salt marsh. The sandpiper, Scolopacidae, one of the many birds found there, has adapted to survive in the salt marsh in a number of ways. Its long legs help it navigate the muddy shallows and the tall salt grass, while its elongated beak allows it to dig for food like crustaceans and snails and other small creatures that burrow under the sand that other birds can't get to. This gives the sandpiper a unique food source that most other inhabitants of the salt marsh cannot compete for because they have not evolved in the same way that the sandpiper has. These creatures call the Obi salt marsh their home, but they would have been found a few miles further north about 150 years ago. The San Diego River, as we know it today, hasn't always followed a constant course. It used to flow into False Bay, now called Mission Bay, as well as into San Diego Bay. Its watershed included Mission Valley and flowed as far north as La Jolla. Artificial channeling, starting in 1877, changed its course to empty into the Pacific Ocean at Ocean Beach. The San Diego River will still, at some point, overflow and flood Mission Valley temporarily. The channeling does not prevent flash floods, and the San Diego River runs right through Mission Valley, a major floodplain. Building in Mission Valley may prove to have been a mistake. Nature always runs its course, and it remains to be seen what will become of Mission Valley and the Ocean Beach salt marsh in years to come.